Hi Sagittarius, happy February. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I think to a lesser degree, what I would suggest this month, because we just had the eclipse and because it's always a good idea to check the house that's looking back at you, right? So, or the sign, I should say. I would check Gemini's reading. They have some things going on over there that may or may not have something to do with this. The polarity that I'm really feeling in your reading is you're being pulled in two different directions here. And I think you're really not paying attention to what your inner calling is, right? This could be a job, this could be a relationship. But I want to show you something, okay? Because your main advice, your main takeaway from this entire reading is you've got to not... The perfect example would be kind of what I'm feeling is, you know, when someone will say, we seem to think we call on guides and we call on our angels and we give, you know, thanks when things are good. But sometimes the rigmarole of our day-to-day gets going and we really don't align with that on a daily basis. You know what I mean? We normally don't give thanks, or we get caught in the day-to-day stuff, and you know, we're grateful though when we pray for something and it actually happens. We're like, oh, thank God, and then we move on. We don't make it a daily, you know, a daily check-in with yourself, right? With the divine. Make sure that are you at peace with yourself? Should always be the first question and last question. I shouldn't say it should, but you want to check in with yourself to make sure. It just makes things less catastrophic when we're doing a daily check-in, opposed to, oh crap, 3 months has passed or a year has passed and I haven't checked in with myself. I know I'm so off course that I don't want to get out of bed in the morning, or I can't make a conscious decision. I don't know what's right for me. I don't know what my desires are. What do I want to do? I don't quite know. These are the things that can happen, and it's kind of what I feel around your reading, right? Now, what I want to say is I think that you'll get a handle on this, okay? But I'm going to suggest a few things to you here, okay? Again, Gemini reading, and the only reason I point this out is because I think that they may have gotten into something. You know, if it wasn't on there's something going on in here very sort of similar to it, okay? We come in with the 8 of Swords, okay? That's a card of divine timing. It is a card of success and movement, but it's a card of also, we're getting a lot of 8s, I'm noticing, in the readings, and that's a great thing, because it's saying, it's kind of like a bullseye saying, there's no more growth here. You've outgrown this. You've got to move on to something different now, right? But in here, it is a card of success, but are you going in the right direction? And success is not just in career. It's how you're orchestrating your life, right? So you're coming in with the 8 of Wands, okay, which is just saying, maybe I'm too fixed. Maybe I'm driving my life in a direction that I'm not even sure why anymore. I just get so, it's because it's what I'm supposed to do. It's that what I'm supposed to do, that you want to back up the bus and figure out where that came into your dwelling, because is it yours? Is it someone else's? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? Is it what you're supposed to be doing in here, right? Or is it something that was kind of passed down and expected of you, and that's kind of where you're at, okay? Because you've got the Page of Cups in here, right? Which is saying, be open to something. Be open to what's in here, okay? And you've got the King of Swords in here, okay? Which is saying, get practical about this. But what I really feel can be happening here too with these energies is they may not necessarily be people. You may be just off course. I think something ran through your life here that has got you conflicted as to, you know, can I have it all? How can I do all of this? I'm one person. How can I spread my energy here, there, and everywhere and actually drive it in a direction that I'm comfortable with? A lot of this dynamic, I feel, comes in where you might be wanting to do something for yourself in here, you know what I mean, that really lights your soul on fire, opposed to what you're supposed to be doing, right? It can be something like that. But when we stay in those things that we're supposed to be doing, those mindless jobs, the relationships that have grown weeds and nothing else, we kind of stop for a minute and think, what are my desires? What do I really want? Where do I really want to go? And what really lights me on fire? You know what I mean? Sometimes life just takes over, and by the time we realize that we're off course, we're numb almost. You know, it's that kind of feel that I've got here. But the Eight of Wands is a card of saying, you know, I've got to face some things here internally that allow me to get back on track, right? How do I say? What are your passions? What are your desires? What is your inner calling, right? Opposed to what you think you should be doing. You know what I mean? Very different energies here. All right. The Eight of Wands is saying, I don't know why I'm so fixed on this. Maybe I need to look at that. Why don't I drop things? Why do I push things? Why don't I accept other people, you know, maybe how they are? Sometimes when we have the best of intentions and we think that our way is the only way and it's the right way and everyone should see the way I see and they should believe the way I believe in, yada, yada, right? We don't realize that with good intention, though, we're steamrolling our opinions, our advice, our life. We're pushing that on other people. A good example of this is when someone tries to you know, cram a religious belief down someone else's throat. You know what I mean? This person can truly believe this, and yet this person is saying to them, I disagree. I don't see things this way. And they're trying to find their space and their footing and explore things that they're trying to do. These, I feel, are both your polarities, though, right? But what happens is you may cram your I shoulds and I'm stuck in this way. It's hindering you from going and exploring other avenues. I might not believe this. This might not be my value system. This might not be what I want to do. This might not be the relationship that I want to be in. I hate this job. Why the hell am I still doing it? It's these things, though, when they lock horn, they suffocate each other and we go numb. That's when we don't realize I don't have a passion. I don't have a desire. I don't even think I have a pulse at this moment. I can't remember the last time I was elated about something, right? And meanwhile, our life is going on around us and the people are involved in our lives. They don't have a clue what's going on, but we're dying on the inside. And that's kind of what I feel is happening here. I think you're at a great divide here, which is a great place to be, right? Because it's just saying, now I've got to acknowledge these things, right? Let's just see what happens here. Sometimes, too, we run at this with the devil we know opposed to the devil we don't know, and we don't want to go around that corner because what if nothing's there? Crap, I left a shitty job, I left a shitty relationship, but at least it was something. Now I'm alone and there's nothing around this corner, right? It's internal stuff, though, that I think you're purging and you're addressing and looking at, and that's going to set you right as rain, okay? Now, the foundation that you're building for yourself, it's not going to be built in a moment. Please, especially in this reading, hear what I'm saying. Take your time with this. Feel yourself out. Get in touch with yourself. Reevaluate things. You know what I mean? The things we liked 10 years ago are not necessarily the things we like, desire, or want anymore. You know what I mean? They could have run their gamut, and this includes relationships. And I know people hate when I say this, but it's true. You know, an expired gallon of milk will do just as much to your digestive system, I assure you, as a relationship that's expired. It's going to have a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to say is the relationship, the foundation that you're building, give yourself time to build that so that it's on solid ground, so that no matter what comes through your life, things are growing, things are expiring, things are turning over, you're still on solid ground. You know who you are. Know yourself first here. Okay, and then use that as your springboard, your jumping off point, because you're never going to crash and burn when you realize that. You know what I mean? You may not have something come out the way that you want it to, but you know what? That's just something, hey, you know what? I thought it would, had a different expectation for this. This really isn't my cup of tea. And it's being resilient enough in that moment to say, this isn't working for me, and you go a different direction, you go try something else. You don't lose your vitality in years of wallowing in something that has been long outgrown, right? And that's where I think you're at. We come in with the foundation here, right? And give this time to grow. Give it time to present itself. There's no marathon here, right? You've got the Temperance card, which is in and of itself exactly that. It's patience. It's going slow. It's building your life over again, over and over and over again. And we don't just go through this. We're consistently resilient. We're consistently growing and churning and turning and upping our game, right? Now, again, you've got the Seven of Wands here, right? Am I defensive? Am I defending things that are long outgrown? You know, do I just not want to face my fear, so I'm confrontational with myself too, right? Ask yourself these questions and be honest with yourself and be okay with your answers, right? Now, you've got the Two of Swords here, which I really feel you're being pulled in two different directions. I think you want to do different things. I think you're not quite sure what to do. I think you feel you're obligated to do certain things. Other things your heart is calling you, right? And I think here what you've got is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, right? Which is saying, we're knocking, we're trying to get your attention, we're at your door, we're ringing the bell, where the hell are you? You're not home. You're not home because you're everywhere else, most likely for everyone else, right? It's time to check in now, because what's happening here is you've either stayed too long in a relationship, you've stayed too long in a job, you've done something for instant gratification to make you feel good in the moment, and it may have wreaked havoc with your life in some regard or another, right? It could be, you know, a relationship with someone else when you were in a relationship with someone. It could be eating something you know you shouldn't, drinking something you know you shouldn't. It's something that I feel numbed the pain enough and became repetitive. Sometimes that's in food. Sometimes that's in TV. Sometimes that's in whatever. We all have a passion that numbs the pain until, you know, something we don't want to face, until the Devil or the Tower card shows up. But you don't have any of that in here. Okay, I think when you really take a look at these things and you realize that you need to be honest with yourself and let some of your defenses down and face some things, because this is the Seven of Coins. I'm sorry. Okay. And you've got the Two of Swords, the World, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Temperance card. Okay. Now, from this foundation that you're building, what will grow from this is the Chariot card, which is a fated relationship here. Okay. A commitment, the Ace of Cups. And the Queen of Wands. And your outcome card is the Sun card in reverse. It's not a negative in reverse. It's just saying, I'm tired. I don't see the bigger picture here. I'm tired. It's a constant tug of war in what I should be doing and what my soul, my spirit is desiring of me, what I really want to go and do. You're changing value systems here. Okay, you're upgrading those. You're really taking a look at those. And it's where do my beliefs and my desires and my truths and my values and the things that I've been telling myself forever, where did these become meshed and why can't I pull them apart? Right? This is where it happens. This is kind of what happens here. But what this is aligning you for is power, stability, standing on your own 2 feet, being a good friend to someone and having someone be a good friend to you, a good partnership. There's a relationship coming in here for you, and it's fated, and it's something that normally happens after something catastrophic blows through your life. It's usually after, I can see this sometimes after someone has had, you know, not the most wonderful relationships in life, but they have that one catastrophic one that really just wakes them up to where their life is. And there's no judgment. Don't judge yourself in this quandary here, because it's an honest assessment of, I'm growing, but how have I been growing? You know, has I been like the wild ivy wrapping myself around someone else's tree, or am I growing on my own terrain? Right? These are the tough questions. And I have a feeling here that something disruptive may have come through your life. It could have been a relationship. It could have been a job. It could have been anything. An activity that you're doing, it could have been anything, but it's thrown you off course, and I feel like you're an elastic band being pulled in different directions here. Okay? What I'm saying is here, your heart is now opening to something new. Okay? You may be at a between, you know what, I really like this person. I think we could have a great working relationship, but I think it could grow into something more. And maybe I'm in a relationship, or maybe I don't know how to do the two. I don't know how to have a great career, a calling, and or a spiritual whatever, right? And do something else. But this person that I'm with, they're no longer an equivalent to where I'm trying to go. So the relationship isn't growing any longer. It could be something like that, right? But the honest assessment here is that if you are honest with yourself, you're about to step right into a life that truly fits you and is where you're at. Because I have a feeling here you're in a life that just doesn't fit you anymore, right? You may have stayed somewhere a little bit too long, right? It takes a strong person to really look at, and it's not a shortcoming. When we judge ourselves and we say, why the hell am I so headstrong? Why did I say that? It's because you really meant it, but maybe it's just because you've been in shoes that didn't fit for so long that you're just, you know what I'm saying? It's just an uncomfortable fit. I feel like your life just doesn't fit you. I feel like what's coming for you is a great career opportunity if you want it, a great, relationship if you want it, whatever it is, you'll be truly committed to it. And it's fated and destined to happen to you. Okay, but the Wheel of Fortune upside down is saying, where the hell are you? We're bringing this to you. We're bringing it right to your door. Where are you? It's time, So the Sun card is just, that in reverse is just saying it's a struggle within yourself, as in, I want my freedom, but I also want to be in a relationship. I want this career, but I also want freedom to do this. It's realizing that you can have it all. You know what I'm saying? It's just start with being honest with yourself first. You know what I mean? We usually, with the Sun card in reverse, it's saying, I don't see a way out of here. I don't feel joy. I don't see joy. I can't remember the last time I gave up on this. I gave up on marriage. I gave up on diets. I gave up on the job or the career. I gave up on this with the Sun in reverse. You don't do that. It's sitting right here. I just feel you're tired. Okay, and I think you're pulled between something really strong. You're not cutting yourself a break. Sometimes we're the hardest on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a little escape hatch here from your life. Take a little bit of a step back and really jot down what's working, what truly gives you joy, not happiness, joy, because happiness is fleeting with the different things that we do, but joy is you, wherever you're at, no matter what situation you're in. I have a feeling here too that you're at a crossroads between two people. You know what I mean? You may really be at a crossroads, and it doesn't mean either that the situation is, people think sometimes when we grow out of a relationship that we need to hate the person. Not necessarily so, right? It's just though realizing that I'm not growing here anymore. This is suffocating me. You know what I mean? Because when we don't step out of stuff like that, we not only stunt our own growth, we are stunting the other person's. And if we know this and we're doing this knowingly, which I think you're aware of this, I just think it's the stuff we push to tomorrow, it starts to bubble up and it comes out in really toxic ways, like where we get sick or we just have no desires, or we don't want to get out of bed, or we start spending money when we know we shouldn't, or eating things we know we shouldn't, or we just don't take the best care of ourselves. And that's what I think you're doing. I think you're pulled in too many different directions. Okay. The Two of Swords, we need to find peace and harmony no matter what. Okay, but I think you may have stepped into something here that has thrown your life out of balance. Okay. My suggestion to you is just face the things that are, no matter what they are. No matter what they are. Because whatever this pivotal point in time for you, whatever has just blown through or is transpiring, it's getting you to where you need to go. So it needed to happen. Okay, so I think you've got a great fated relationship coming in here. It could be a business partner, an alliance, a great friend, but you see eye to eye with things here. It's a success card. Okay? It's getting rid of the lower vibration within ourselves, right? And that is karma, right? Karma is the shit things we do to ourselves repetitively without even realizing it. I go to this job. I go to this job. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I go to this job. I hate this job. Oh, wait, I get a day off now, Monday, Tuesday. It's these repetitive patterns, these things we tell ourselves that don't fit over and over and over again. That's what karma is. It's not an eye for an eye. That's universal. What goes around comes around. The karma that I feel you're really releasing here is just things within yourselves. I'm too strict on myself. I believe these things and I don't even know why the hell I believe them. Why do I push the limits? Why do I push these things onto other people? Why do I hold myself accountable? Why am I so, why? It's taking a look at these things, right? Really an honest assessment of these things. The foundation you're building yourself on, what you want to ask is what brings me peace and joy? That's a pretty significant, amazing, abundant card there. And what you're trying to build your foundation on is what brings me happiness? What brings me joy? Joy. That Two of Swords is not, it's letting the guards down. But in here, what it stands for is peace and happiness and joy, but you're pulled in different directions here. You need to find what's authentic to yourself. And with the wheel in reverse, they're saying, why are you so... Let me try to get these... Try to see what I'm looking at. The wheel is in reverse, but if it weren't, look at this card. Okay, the universe is trying to get your attention, but look at you. You're not even looking. You're not paying any attention at all. Right? Things are about to change for you. You just need to put your focus where it truly needs to be. Okay? I know I'm harping on this, but look at this. This is someone who usually will get married later in life in a really good relationship. She really does not have any negative karma. I'm saying after. And by negative karma, I mean she's not bossy. She's not pushy. She's not pretentious, right? But we all have these tendencies. But she does better in life once she knows her 2 feet are on the ground. And that's a blessing. Because now you're a full person. You know what I mean? Being able to welcome in someone else who is a full person. And here they are. Be this a friendship, a relationship, whatever. It's fated, it's destined. For the love of God, open the door. Pay attention. Which means silence. Silence. Okay? I think this is what's pulling you in different directions. You know, I think your heart wants this, and your brain is telling you this. You can merge the two here. Absolutely. And this is what you get. A whole person who's happy and on their own right path. And they're full of joy. Come what may, you're full of joy here. Your heart is fully engaged in this. And the sun will come out again. Okay? So there you go. I hope that I helped you in some way. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to look at this closer for you. Okay, but that's really what I feel is going on here. And my ears are hot. When my ears get hot, that means something is really, really, I'm spot on. There's no way in hell that I'm wrong with this. I'm absolutely spot on with this. So there you go. Okay, I hope I helped you in some way.